So once you've removed your factory Arcade 1-Up monitor from your T2, this is how you're going to install it into our 17-inch bezel here. If you're using a drill, you're going to want to make sure it's on the low setting. Don't over crank anything because you could break the brackets here. Make sure your monitor is facing the correct way. You want this down. This is going to be the bottom of the 17-inch recessed bezel here. And now we're going to show you how to install this into our bezel. Double check that your monitor is in the correct orientation, ports going down. Now what you're going to do is gently put it into the pocket here. Now what you want to do is insert the screws into the monitor bracket here. And remember, do not over tighten the screws too much. Have it on the one position here. And 4 screws should be enough. This thing is not going to come out. So what you're going to do is line your L brackets up to the edge. Now you want to space these out a little bit as much as possible. However, if you put this top L bracket to the top, you will not be able to screw it in when you get it into the cabinet due to the tight fit. All right, so what you want to do is relocate the Wi-Fi antenna. If you do not relocate this to the recessed bezel, you're not going to have enough distance to put this back. So make sure you put the Wi-Fi antenna on our recessed bezel. You can just put it anywhere, doesn't really matter. And just screw it. Now what you want to do is just reinstall your bezel plexi on the original bezel. All right, for recessing, we recommend roughly about 4 inches from this back panel. And you'll want to make sure this piece is kind of pushed up to this top piece, but not pushing out too much. In order to recess this 4 inches, you're going to have to use a speaker adapter cable. We're going to sell these on our website, or you can purchase them online, but you have to do this because the cord will not reach. Before installing our recessed bezel, ensure that all your cables are plugged in. That way nothing is stretching and you get an idea of how far you can move this back. But that's what we would recommend, is having all these cables pre-installed before screwing this bezel down. So this is why we mentioned that the L bracket needs to be down a little bit, because you can't really get in here to screw it down if you try to move it all the way to the top. So kind of in the middle is a good point for the top bracket. Here is the final look after the recessed bezel is installed. Now this bezel is pretty long, so you really don't need a bottom panel. However, we're gonna offer one at some point, but as you can see, you really can't see anything at the bottom of the cabinet.
I'll be back.
And we use black tape around the frame. Again, it looks pretty good. In the dark, you can't really see it. We might add a bezel to install on top of it, but we don't think it's necessary. But there you go. That was a quick look at the recessed bezel and the install. Thanks again for watching.